Greetings. This is the podcast, Peasant's Voice, with artist, activist Justin John Sheck. I'm Justin John Sheck. And today the episode is entitled Stage 4 of the Fascist Takeover and the ICE Gestapo. So, now, I've been gone for a little while. I'm bipolar and schizoaffective, and sometimes I just can't handle this stuff emotionally, and I can't talk about it. Plus, when I'm manic, I'm aggressive, angry, very one-sided. I forget my goal, which is to unite the working class against the ruling class. Now, how does that work? Well, let's start with a recovering of stage 3 of fascism, which is expand the scapegoat. I've already discussed last season. This podcast started because of Trump's election, part of a larger part of a larger project that I created for you all. It's called The Blue Collar Diaries. It's 5 concept albums, a film, A Peasant's Voice, The Divided States of the Poor Working Class, which I'm releasing on, hopefully I get to release it. It's doing the film festival cycle right now, so we'll see if it gets picked up. Otherwise, I'll just put it on YouTube. But, what am I getting at? The song I'm gonna play from the final concept album, it's entitled Fascist Addict. I wrote it in wrote and recorded it, play all the instruments, so on and so forth. Early 2025, released it August 2025. July 4th, I released this song in real time. And it's a collection of monologues from presidential speeches of the past, Truman, Eisenhower, Roosevelt, Kennedy, that helped tell the story. And I'm gonna play the song for you to get us started. Now, there won't be many songs today. I did that in the final episode of the season last 3 months ago. I took a little break. Sorry I do that to y'all, but like I said, I'm nuts. So I just can't articulate my point. It's all stream of consciousness, embarrassing bullshit, aggressive towards the wrong people. So in this episode, we're gonna discuss the fascist takeover. But first, stage 3, expanding the scapegoat from the immigrants to the leftists. Antifa was a domestic terrorist organization. Yeah, people that don't like fascism are obviously going to be demonized by this fascist president. Without further ado, in real time.
Almighty God, as we stand here at this moment, Mr. Associates in the executive branch of government, join me in decree that thou wilt make full and complete our dedication to the service of the people in this throng.
When a transient left in endless fears, realized in real time. In my heart breaks for the native man, we took his land, piece by piece, real time. The Palestinians have no land. This genocide in real time. And no justice for the immigrant man. And free speech is on the line. Real time.
The acquisition of unwanted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. We must never let the weight of this combination endanger our liberties or democratic process. We should take nothing for granted. Only an alert and knowledgeable citizenry
Fascist addict. Nor do I include Palestine because well, they're funding from the U.S. and the U.S. is complete. There are a bulldog in the Middle East. And there's something strange also going on about this returning the Jews to their homeland, cutting Palestine in half. And then, Palestine wasn't on the side of the Germans. Anyway, the song cover is, unfortunately, when I wrote it, I wanted to, but I didn't fit in slavery and racism and towards the black community that is ongoing and has been continuing for over 200 years. And that leads me to a point about ICE. See, this illegal, inept, untrained, radical takeover of so far blue states, but they'll be everywhere. I live in Missouri. They're coming to Missouri. It's like 700 ICE trucks sitting in a lot here outside of Kansas City. They're trying to get a detention center, put into the detention center. Let's call it what it is, right? It's a concentration camp. And I'll define why that is later. But first I want to talk about the 14th Amendment. The 14th Amendment doesn't only guarantee the rights of the citizen. There's two sections to it. Two. The rights of the citizen and the rights of the person. It was originally created for freed slaves who weren't citizens and could receive due process. Anyone who steps in this country puts 2 feet on our land, this land, is guaranteed the right to due process according to the 14th Amendment. No rights of the person, not just the citizen, the person shall be infringed. So this is completely unconstitutional, illegal, evil, disgusting, and it's part of stage 1 and 2 of fascism. First it was the trans, first it was the homosexuals. They expanded to the trans community. Anything to divide and conquer, anything to divide up the people. Because these ideas are embraced only by people that listen to propaganda. This Christian nationalist movement, this evangelical prayer, this theocratic dictatorship, fascist dictatorship, this oligarchy has been in process for the past 60, 70 years. When Reagan came into office, the top marginal tax rate of the wealthy, the corporation, was 75%. So the corporation was paying 45%. Multi-millionaires were paying 75%. That means in today's dollars, if you make $10 million, your 10 million in $1 is 75 cents of that goes to the government. And this is what created the 50s and 60s after Roosevelt introduced this high tax rate on those who he was aware were the reason for the Gilded Age and the Great Depression. And, in 1939, the slogan of the Republican Party, I would have been a Republican. The slogan of the Republican Party during the presidential election was wage labor is one step away from slave labor. Right? The unionization of America, which Reagan destroyed. Ronnie the Union busting Reagan, he was called by the union leaders. Now the unions can get corrupted too. All institutions can be corrupted, but they were our only fighting chance. This is, you don't get the whole pie and let me and my poor, middle class, working class, rich working class, brothers and sisters fight over the crumbs. Okay? And all bands, chiefdoms, tribes, there was this connection, people loving one another, people working together. 150,000 years of human evolution thrived working together. People working together. And then feudalism kicks in, kings, lords, peasants. Now, the peasants, the lords and kings, thought it was a good idea not to overwork the peasants, so they didn't revolt. So they made sure they only worked 152 days a year, more than half the year off. We formed capitalism, democracies in capitalism to get rid of that system. And what happened? We haven't seen this kind of wealth discrepancy since the Great Pharaohs, as I say in my film, A Peasant's Voice, the divided states of the poor working class. This has been enacted. And let me tell you how Reagan did it. First, he introduced trickle-down economics, gave everything to the wealthy, and it'll trickle back down. Give everything to the corporation, and it'll trickle back down. Now, if you were in a band, tribe, or chiefdom and somebody introduced this idea, we'll all go hunting for the deer, but even if you get it, I get 99% of it, and you fight over the crumbs. You'd be exiled. It'd be insane. In nation states, it works. It's just an accepted philosophy in this brainwashed world. And, Marx wasn't perfect, but he had a good point. Anyway, I'm not a Marxist, but I read what I studied everything I could get my hands on. So, the reality is that this is unnatural. This is not human. Okay, the pharaohs, the kings, the oligarchy is the persistent dragon in every myth we've ever heard. Everyone's always like, the dragons really exist. No, it's a myth. It's truths about human nature. So what is the dragon? The corporation. All these Republican presidents since Reagan have appointed right-wing judges who are totally beholden to the business class, because the right wing throughout history politically has always been beholden to the business class. Now, the Republican Party wasn't right-wing until the desegregation of America. The South just couldn't handle it emotionally, and they never voted for a Democrat again. Roosevelt got like 80% of the vote. Truman got 80% of the votes. Because the working class was united. Didn't matter if you were right or left. The only people on the left, the people representing the business class, what's now not left, the Democratic Party, that was the right wing. It represented the business class. So they came up with a plan, the Heritage Foundation. Okay. The Heritage Foundation came up with a plan. The Heritage Foundation wrote Project 2025. They've written the plan for every Republican-dominated Congress, Senate, the House, whatever, and the presidency. Whenever they all get in power, they give tax cuts to the wealthy. So Reagan started it down from 75% to about 55%. Corporations down from 45 to 35. Corporations, the dragon in the myth that burns your villages and demands gold to appease it, and virgins, as we see in the Epstein files. Literally, people raping kids, little babies, in ritualistic practices and killings, and this is just the definition of the dragon. Okay, these corporate whores and the corporate class. How do you get 0.1% of the population 80% of this last tax cut, and then we all fight over 20%? That's what's left over. And then those corporations are supposed to reward us, right? When inflation hits, they're supposed to absorb it. We gave you the tax cuts, so prices will be lower. Well, that didn't work, so why you continue doing it for 70 years? Lowering it. Now corporations pay 15%. Do you pay 15% tax? And most of them pay zero. Elon Musk has been given hundreds of billions of dollars. He's such a genius. No, he's just a corporate socialist. Give me $100 billion and my business will thrive. I guarantee it. For my small business. Give me $100 billion in tax cuts. Trillions in tax cuts over the last 70 years. Reagan also he introduced trickle-down economics. He ended the FCC regulations, that watchdog that made sure there was no propaganda in the media. He ended it so he could flood the zeitgeist with propagandists. This is part of the Heritage Foundation's plan. It's written in the literature. Okay, so then all of a sudden, Rush Limbaugh gets his start. Bill O'Reilly gets his start. All these guys on the AM radio. Sean Hannity gets his start on the AM radio. And then Fox News is born. It's the most watched news organization. You can't call it news if the FCC is regulating. But you can call it news if there's no FCC regulation. And the mainstream media is complicit. It's all cut the commercial, bitch about for something stupid for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then cut the commercial and their corporate media. These corporations are the dragons that divide us, burn our villages, steal our gold and our virgins. If you appease them with gold and virgins, they still burn your villages. They have everything. They have trillions offshore in tax havens. I guarantee we're $32 trillion in debt because 0.1% of the population doesn't pay their fair share. They take the whole pie and leave us to fight over the crumbs. Those black people have too many of your crumbs. Those gay people have too many of your crumbs. Those immigrants have too many of your crumbs. Who's the guy with the whole pie? Who's the monster with the whole pie? The dragon, the corporation, the corporate class. Okay? And you need a righteous knight to defeat this. Is Trump a righteous knight? He just appeases them. Lets them raise prices because inflation's here. We gotta raise prices. Profits next quarter. We gotta have profits. Profits over people. There's no morality to it. 90% of the jobs are created by small business. Well, then why don't we give 10% of the businesses everything? Oh my God. Say it out loud and then you do the opposite and then you're rewarded by being reelected. Reagan. He's so articulate. Oh my God. Everyone since then has followed the playbook up until Project 2025. And what do you do on the AM radio? What do you do with this new propaganda? You divide and conquer. The left is evil. They want your children to be gay and transgender because that'll get them more votes. How would they get you more votes? It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. But if it's all you hear, if you're only, So the Supreme Court, the right wingers on the Supreme Court, the business class, beholden monsters that were all appointed by all these up until Trump, guaranteed that, just told us corporations are people, and you can speak with money. So corporations can speak with money. They're people that can speak with money. It's just made up out of thin air to appease a ruling class, and everybody just accepts it. Not everybody, but it's accepted. It's just understood. Well, if they're a person, why are they paying a 15% tax rate and getting giant tax cuts monstrously larger than ours? Why aren't they paying 35% like the rest of us? The working class. Because they've shifted the burden of sustaining society onto the working class. So the new scapegoat, trans, gay, Leftists come later after the immigrant who's got too many of your crumbs. Oh my God. They don't even have any crumbs. They work and pay taxes. It's insane. Then you create a Gestapo that not only is going to take them out, but expand the scapegoats into leftists. 22 people in Minneapolis were just arrested. 22 activists who were protesting. Their free speech was taken, as I described, and in real time. No justice for the immigrant man, and free speech is on the line. It's how fascism works. It's not prophetic. It's just historical fact about how fascism works. It's stage 3 of fascism. Easy to make the other, all these others, divide us up into little groups, divide us, fighting amongst ourselves, so that we don't fight them. Unite and fight them. And have them pay a fair share, and then we'll have the 50s and 60s wonder where college was basically free. It was free. In the 1980s when Reagan came in, a part-time job over the summer would pay your entire year of education. But they have to keep shifting the burden. They have to keep, you pay. We'll just thrive. And bombard you with, that's why I don't do advertisements. Actors and musicians and artists and, athletes that tell you buy this crappy corporate bullshit that'll give you diabetes. And because I drink it too, and then you'll be like me. They use, I studied marketing, they use the techniques. So that's enough of a review about stage 3 and the stage 4 we're going to cover quickly because I don't want to bombard you. It's grabbing a hold of power, nationalizing the elections. Steve Bannon says ICE is going to surround the polls so that they can't nationalize. They can just, kidnap a bunch of people who look like they'd vote Democrat. They've scanned the faces of the activists in Minneapolis, and they put it in a database. One of the ICE members that was being recorded came up to her, scanned her face. She said, "Why are you scanning? What are you doing? Why are you taking a picture of me?" And he said, "Oh, I just scanned your face. Congratulations, you're now a domestic terrorist." Oh my God, that's terrifying, right? But the buffoons said it because they're stupid. They're stupid monsters. ICE is full of Proud Boys, and just check out the advertisements. It's all Nazi shit, Great Replacement Theory shit. Get the worst of the worst to do your bidding. And now they're grabbing hold of power. If it fails now, they'll find the levers of power that got in the way so that they can steal the presidential election. Watch, they're going to win. They're going to win this congressional election, and then they're going to win the presidency, because what happens after failed coups, January 6th, is successful coups throughout history. They learn the levers of power. The buffoons learn the levers of power that got in the way, and they remove them with yes men mostly. People that got in the way last time are replaced by people that will do the fascist bidding for a slice of their pie, while the rest of us fight over crumbs. Just watch. It's coming. So I'm going to take you out with a song. The Hegemonic Right. Another song from Fascist Addict. And hopefully it helps explain where we're at and where we're headed.